All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Promise Please YouTube channel and Mastering the Markets live stream here with you guys today. I see that my camera's a little bit blurry. Sorry about that. Not sure why that is, but it doesn't matter. You're not interested in my face. You're interested in what's here, and that is the charts. Hello, everyone. My name is Jonathan, Senior Market Analyst here at Prime XPT, and we've just had one of the wildest week ever in precious metal, at least over a decade, right? Absolutely crazy price action. By the way, let me know where you guys are from. Let me know where you guys are from. Let me know in the comments. Nice to see all the familiar faces in here. Awesome to see you all in here. As you know, gold absolutely crashed recently, as you can see right here. We had on the daily here, we're looking at the daily right now, and it's just absolutely crazy. So we had gold crashing from highs. We had the price going above around 5,600. All the way down to 4,400 in a single day. Okay, and well, not a single day, but a single move. So it took how long did it take? 3 days. Crazy. But this move right here, that's a big one. And then we had silver dropping 30%, I believe, in a single day. Let me actually check that. Yeah, from the open here to the low, all the way down here, over 30% in a single day on silver. Hasn't happened since, I believe, the 80s, right? And then looking at Bitcoin, we had massive drop on Bitcoin as well. Now trading at the 60s, 76, dropped below 75, 74. The low came in at around 73. So very bearish developments here in the markets. But then incredibly enough, we had gold recovering in what is one of the strongest recovery in the history of gold. From the low to the high, that's a over 15% move in 3 daily candles. Absolutely insane. So we have a lot of volatility in the traditional markets and of course in the crypto market as well, but not as much, right? So what I'm going to be focusing on here today is we're going to be looking at how can we as crypto traders position ourselves and use the skills that we already have trading crypto. How can we take that skill, transfer it over into the traditional market? Well, I'm going to be sharing one strategy that I call the RLZ method, and we're going to look for some setups live here on TradingView, and we're also going to go into the Prime XPT platform to see if we can be placing any trades based on this. And we also have some catalyst coming up. We got UBER earnings dropping at, I believe that's going to be 1 p.m. UTC. And you can trade stocks on the Prime XPT platform as well. And you know what? You can actually use Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency, as collateral on the platform, which is a really cool thing. If think about it this way, right? You might want to accumulate Bitcoin and buy Bitcoin for the long term, right? And then you're also going to be able to profitably trade. So if you have your account with Bitcoin as collateral, then you trade that account, and the more you win on that trading account, you increase your Bitcoin holdings. And then once Bitcoin bottoms out and starts moving higher, your whole account becomes profitable on top of your profitable trading. So it's really a win-win. Really good way of combining long-term position taking with short-term trading. Absolutely brilliant. We got some questions. Can it break its all-time highs? Yes, of course it can. It might not, it might, but I'm going to show you what I think about gold. All right. Let me get some water. We have an interesting comment here on why gold dropped, and let me know in the comments, guys. Do you agree with this comment? Is drop a yes or no? Do you think this is why gold dropped that heavily? Just give me a yes or no in the comments. Did gold drop because of the Fed nomination and stronger dollar? Well, to give you some context, we had, let me see. I can't remember. Okay, let me give you. I'm going to give you some context of what happened last week. On Thursday, I believe it was Thursday, gold hit a record high above 5,600 ish, and silver was trading way above 120. Insane moves, right? And everything looked very bullish, but then Trump nominated a new Fed chair. His name is Kevin Warsh, and the market flipped out, right? Warsh is, as far as I understand, potentially seen as hawkish, and the markets took that as potentially higher. Well, so I've been reading some comments about a lot of people saying that he's hawkish, but he being appointed by Trump, and Trump saying that, you know, he wants rates lower. It's a lot of uncertainty really what's going to happen. But what we know is that Kevin Walsh seems to be the one that is going to be replacing the current Fed chair, Powell. And if they're going to be, you know, lowering rates more, then potentially that's going to be a pressure on inflation, which should, in theory, bring gold higher. But the market reacted as potentially seeing a stronger dollar. We can go to the dollar currency index right here. And what we saw here we can see on January the 27th, and then 8, 9, 10, January the 30th, we saw that, bottoming out on the dollar. And then if we go to gold, we can actually overlay the dollar currency index to this chart right here, and you can see a direct correlation between these two moves. If we move to the line chart on the gold chart, you can see that gold is now the white line and the dollar is the blue line, and you can obviously see a direct correlation between a bullish move on the dollar and a bearish move on gold. And this could be the market interpreting the new Fed chair as hawkish, and they're thinking that maybe they're going to hold rates higher for longer, which means potentially stronger dollar and less reason to hold gold. That's just one interpretation, of course, but that's what a lot of people are saying happened. So I think the comment here on screen, you're right about that. Let me see if I can remove dollar here again. I'm going to move to the candlestick chart. And as I said, gold crashed quite a lot, biggest drop in over a decade. Silver was down 30% in one day, the worst since March 1980. I believe, and then Bitcoin dropped from 88K down to 75K. And NASDAQ got hit as well. We see the equities got hit as well. We can look at the US tech, the NASDAQ. This is the tech-heavy US index. This is also where we have a lot of the earnings call that we're going to have this week. We had AMD yesterday. We're going to look at that, and then we're going to have, I believe, Google and Amazon. I think Google is going to be today, and then Amazon is going to be tomorrow. Those earnings call are going to be a massive, potential massive influence on this. Why did the NASDAQ drop so heavily yesterday? Not really sure what happened there, but we did see quite the sharp move to the downside on NASDAQ there and US 500. We also know that AMD Yesterday, AMD came out with they beat the expectations on the earning call, but the forward projections was not as good as people have hoped for. So it was definitely a beat on the earnings, but price, I believe, still dipped. And we can look at AMD here, and we're going to add extended trading hours. And as you can see right here, we have AMD being down after earnings. So the earnings call came out right here on the 3rd of February yesterday, and we had an upside surprise right there. But then after market hours, we saw AMD move lower and currently trading 13% below the high of the earnings. And this is interesting, right? Because why would a stock drop 13%, which is quite a lot, on positive earning? Well, that was because during the earnings call, they had, the forward projections were not as good as people would have hoped for. Yes, exactly. That might have been a very good reason for that to happen. Definitely. All right, so let's see. We got and gold. Gold is already recovering quite nicely here. We are recovering above 5K. We covered that 5K level today, which is a very, very impressive move on gold. And but what's interesting is we have this massive volatility in gold. We get a huge move to the downside and then a huge move to the upside on gold, recovering that 5K level. I remember when we hit we reached above 5K just when was it, a week ago or so? Yeah, I think just 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago. So actually less than a week ago, we breached that 5K level to the upside for the first time. And that was like, I felt like that was a historic moment. And then we dropped, 5.6, and then below down to 4.3, and now we're back above 5. And it's just the volatility here is just unheard of. It's just insane what's happening right now on gold. And that's why I want to be talking about some of the short-term opportunities that we might find in the traditional markets. Because if you look at Bitcoin, I mean, what's happening here on Bitcoin? There seems to be more opportunities in the traditional markets right now as compared to crypto. And that's the whole reason of doing this live stream here today, because I want you guys to be able to broaden your horizon and not just think Bitcoin, not just think crypto, because the same horizontal support and resistance, the same moving averages, the same trend lines, the same indicators, they're all available in the traditional markets as well. And I would say they work as good, in some cases even better. So what I want to show you guys today is a trading system that you can test. Now, it's important to note that every type of trading system requires you to test it out and do careful planning, and not just go straight in and start trading and expecting you to be super profitable from the first day. But it's a very good foundation to build on. So first, what we want to do is we want to add a few moving averages, and we're going to be going into the 15-minute time frame right here. And I'm going to be adding the 20 EMA. Let's remove all of these, and then we'll be adding them once at a time. I can show you the whole process here. We're going to go into indicators, and we're going to type in exponential, and we're going to be adding 2 exponential moving averages. We're going to go into the first one. We're going to have that as a white line, and then we're going to have that as 20. So we're going to be adding the 20 exponential moving average. We're going to go into the other one. That can be blue, and then that's going to be the 50. Okay, so what we have right now is the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA. You know what? Before I continue, I just need you guys to look at this. This is the UK 100, okay? The UK stock index. Now, I wanna bring your attention to this retest right here. If you're a technical trader, you'll appreciate this. Look at that picture perfect break and retest of that previous all-time high level. From that level, we are now up 2%. Well, to be 2%. Very, very nice move. And you know what? If you're trading on mobile, you most likely got a notification when this level was hit. And I want to urge you all to make sure that you go to the Prime XPT blog and you read that on a daily basis, because the team at Prime XPT, including myself, we're going to be posting a lot of these short market updates and potential trade ideas, not trade ideas that you can use copy, but ideas on some levels to be looking at in the chart. We're going to be posting that on the Prime XPT blog. So if you're watching this, you want more real-time updates and information that you can really use, make sure to check out the Prime XPT blog on a regular basis. And I'm going to break down some of the things that I'm breaking down today as well. Let's go back to gold. We're on the 15-minute right now. So what we have added right now is the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA right here, okay? Now, what I'm going to be adding as well is the stochastics RSI. So I go in. The stochastics RSI is not super important. What is important is really the excuse me, I have to go in and check in alert. As you can see here in the alert log, I have many alerts on silver. I need to go in and edit that. You see it's something wrong with the settings here. This keeps on hitting that level over and over again. Right, okay. So a final thing that you want to make sure that you have on the screen when trading this is the Fibonacci retracement tool. And I'm going to show you some settings that I use within the Fibonacci retracement tool. This is a system that I use to trade crypto on the lower time frames, as well as the traditional markets on the lower time frames. So this is something that can be used in any freely traded financial market. You can be using this system. Let me show you the whole principle of the system. Let's go into the settings here of the Fibonacci retracement tool. We're going to have the Uber earnings call in about 10 minutes, by the way. What else do we have coming up? We've got the US ADP employment change as well. That's going to be in about 20 minutes or 25 minutes, and we're going to be checking out the live price action for that as well. So, okay. Now, what I want you to be adding in the Fibonacci retracement tool is go to the settings of the Fibonacci retracement tool and just add the 0.618, the 0.786, and the 0.702. That's what I refer to as the reload zone. You can call it whatever you want. I call it the reload zone. These are Fibonacci levels. The 0.702, I don't believe it's a Fibonacci level, but it's the midpoint between these two Fibonacci levels, which is the 0.618 and the 0.786. And then sometimes I like to add the 50% fib as well. It's not a Fibonacci level, but it's just a 50% at the 50% level between the low anchor point and the high anchor point of the fib. By the way, guys, make sure that you do hit that like and subscribe to be able to be notified whenever we go live. There's also a little button, a bell notification button that you can press to get notified whenever we do go live. Now, the whole idea, you can see here on the daily, I mean on the hourly, the whole idea for this system is to buy the dips in a trending market. Okay, So you want price to be in an uptrend like this, and then you want the 20 EMA and the 50 EMA to follow price like this. Price is going to be above the 20 and the 50, and the 20 EMA is going to be above the 50 EMA. Just give me a second. I'm going to erase my desk here. That's much better. Right, so you get price above the 20 and 50, and you get the 20 EMA above the 50 EMA, and then what you want to do, you want to add the stochastic RSI at the bottom, and then you want to have the fibs. So whenever price comes down and hits the 20 EMA, you also want price to hit the reload zone. You want price to be within the reload zone, and then stochastics RSI, you want that to be below 20. So you want the stochastics RSI to be oversold, and you want price to come into the 20 EMA or the 50 EMA or the area between, and also hit the long reload zone, as I call it, for a long, and it's the exact same thing for shorts. And preferably also, you want price to hit some type of horizontal support and resistance level. And we do have, if you incorporate this area right here with a horizontal level, I also like that we have, resistance here. We get price action within this level, and then a gap up, and then hit the level right here, and then that fits nicely with current prices. And then you see that the Fibonacci reload zone comes in very nicely here, right at that horizontal level. So what I want to see on gold is a move like this. And then when gold is within the area of interest, and I'm going to be removing that one right here, that alert. And I'm going to be adding an alert right on top of the 50% fib, because sometimes price doesn't come as far down as you want. It might reverse a little bit higher. But once price comes down into this area, I will be looking for a bullish reaction within this area with the stochastics RSI being oversold. Again, if you prefer not to use the stochastics, you can. You're going to get more setups with not using the stochastics RSI, but they might not be as much conviction in those setup. The stochastics RSI does help with identifying where there's shifting momentum. So you want to see the stochastics being oversold, and preferably also giving you some type of bull cross below 20. So what I would do is I would look for entries somewhere within this area. I would look for a stop loss being below the 20, below the 50 EMA, and below this reload zone right here. And usually what I'd like to do is I'd like to take profit at the local high, so somewhere within this area. Another thing you can do as well is to go into the settings of the Fibonacci retracement tool. I have templates here. I'm going to show you. So as you can see right here, I have a template called RLZ to RLZ, and then RLZ to RLZ plus 50, which just means it takes this area and then it adds it as Fibonacci extensions on top, like this. So you get the long reload zone right here, and then you have the extension reload zone up here. And a lot of times, having this area as a target for a much higher risk to reward can sometimes work quite well. The win rate is going to be lower, but you're going to make up for that for having a higher risk to reward. But for most of you who might be new in trading overall, or if you've been trading crypto, you've been trading Bitcoin, and you're looking to move over into traditional markets like gold, for example, you want to focus probably on lower risk to reward. Work on getting that higher win rate. It's going to be much easier for you to manage your trading with a higher win rate. And then from having a little bit higher win rate, then work on increasing that risk to reward. And then, of course, with increasing the risk to reward, you get a lower win rate. But starting with a lower win rate for most people is quite frustrating, because you're going to lose a lot of trades. In many trades in a row, you're going to be losing with a low win rate. So you have to have very, very, very good risk management for that to be possible and upload the account. So a trade like this looks very nice, right? Looks very, very good. But a trade like this might not look as good, but it has a much higher probability of working out. So you can take more trades, higher win rate, more trades, less profit per trade, but you're taking more trades, you have a high win rate, and eventually you'll make up for that. So this is a trade I'm currently monitoring on gold right now. How to get the template? Well, what you can do is, and I would recommend just copying this. So this is the settings that I have in the Fibonacci retracement tool. And then what you do is you add all of this. And then what you do is you go into template here in TradingView, and then you can just press save as, and then you name it the reload zone or the RLZ. And then there you have it. You have your own template. So that's what we're going to be watching out for today on gold. Not really sure we're going to be getting this on gold today, but that's what we're going to be monitoring. Now, what's cool with UK 100, for example, look at what happened here. We're on the 1 hour right now. Let's see. If we go to the 4 hour, this is a system that can be used on pretty much all time frames. Well, look at that. Look at that right now. Yes, it's stochastic. This doesn't really agree with this, but nice retest. Perfect confluence with the 50 right here. This obviously would have been a beautiful, beautiful entry. Beautiful entry right there on the UK 100. And again, make sure that you go to primexpt.com, check out the our blog, and we're gonna have many more articles coming out on the blog very shortly. So make sure you go and check that out. Right, so we got the UK 100, we got gold. Went through the reload zone. We looked at gold. We're going to be looking at Euro USD as well. See if we can find any potential opportunities on Euro USD. Let me remove some levels here. Yeah, this is just a perfect retest on Euro USD right here. I really like what I'm seeing right here on Euro USD. Again, it's if you're trading Bitcoin, if you're comfortable trading crypto, Bitcoin, it's the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. All right. Okay. So what do we have here? Let's go into the 4 hour on Euro USD. Yeah, okay, so I do think we have a setup here on Euro USD that we might want to enter today, maybe right now. So let me walk you through the general idea here on Euro USD. So we have a range, right? We have a range right here. This range has been in play for 160 days. Okay, so we entered it 160 days ago and we broke above it last week. We are now retesting the range highs on Euro USD, and we are retesting the 20 EMA on the daily. So that's the break and retest setup. I like what I'm seeing right here. And the move that broke out of the range originated from this level right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select the Fibonacci retracement tool right here. I'm going to hold control, because then control activates the magnets tool right here. And I can place it right from that low, drag it up to the high right here. And then I go into settings. I select the price bar 2, and I scroll upwards to extend the fibs to the right. I zoom out a little bit, and what do we see above? We see the extension fib aligning with the 1.24, 1.23 area right here. And if we zoom out to the weekly, we can see that this is a major high time frame level. Do we think that EUR USD might be moving up towards that level in the next few weeks or the next few months? It is possible. If the current trajectory that we're seeing right now on the US dollar is going to continue, yes, there is a possibility of seeing USD much higher in the next few months. But I'm not interested in holding this for that time. I am, however, interested in trading this move from an intraday perspective, or trading the lower time frames within this move to really squeeze out all of the profits possible on this potential move. All right, so that's that. We have an idea on the daily. I'm just for simplicity's sake here, I'm just going to be moving the stochastics RSI from the screen right here. Again, I know I'm telling you guys all the time, but it's a very small gesture from you guys, and it does mean the world to us. Is hitting that like on the YouTube stream and subscribe to the channel. It means the world to us, because it really helps us to activate that YouTube algorithm to get this channel going, getting more people in here, and helping spread the word on the best multi-asset trading platform there is out there. Right. Okay. We got on the 4 hour. Let's drop down to the 4 hour. What we're seeing right now in the 4 hour is a confirmation of a bullish reaction within the level and a break and a retest. I love that. This also looks like a double bottom right here. So we're going to go into the 1 hour, and we're going to be looking at that level right here. That is now confirmed. It is a double bottom. It is sort of a break and retest right here as well. I like this. Now, the 15-minute, what are we seeing on the 15-minute right here? I guess there are some things that might be a little bit concerning here on the 15-minute. Let me just go in and drop change, so this is not visible on time frames below. Going to 4 hour. One hour. Okay, that's a little bit cleaner. And by the way, a double bottom formation. Do you guys know how to trade a double bottom formation with the measured move? Well, I will show you. The way you trade a double bottom formation is to measure the high of the neckline, which is right here, to the low of the pattern. And then you press Control C and Control V to copy paste that one. You're going to be adding a level on that high as well. And then simply what you do is you just add that to the neckline, and that's going to be your target right here. So that's how you trade a double bottom formation. Now, what's interesting here as well is it's actually in conflict with these highs right here. So this is going to be the profit target of the double bottom formation. And we also have a nice, this is also very cool when you have a double bottom and then the right leg of that double bottom is within the reload zone. Check this out. This is some really good confluence right here. So go to the template, we select reload zone, and we're going to extend that to the right. You can see this is just beautiful stuff right here. This is why I've spent the last 10 years doing technical analysis, because it's just beautiful. Price behaves in patterns that are repeatable, and they're doing it in a way where it's a perfect combination of science and art in a sense. So that's a really good level right here. And what I'm going to do now is going to be adding another fib from that low to that high. And we're going to be adding the 50 as well. Where do we have the 50? Right here. See prices hitting that 50. We get a bullish engulfing candle and confirmation on the 1 hour. I'm liking that. I want to be entering here. Can we have the stop loss here? Yes, we can. What's the risk to reward on this one? That's going to be a 2. I'm liking that. I'm really liking what I'm seeing here on Euro USD, and I'm thinking about potentially entering a trade on this. If you want some confirmation on this, if you're looking at this and say like, well, it's kind of inside that low time frame resistance area, I need more confirmation. Easy. You know what you can do is you can easily just wait for a reclaim of that level and then take it higher. But I like risk. So, you know, you can't make money in trading if you're not going to risk anything, right? If you're too afraid to risk, yeah, you're not going to be making a lot of money in trading. The idea is to take calculated risks, right? That's what it's all about. So I'm also connected with Prime XPT on MetaTrader. Unfortunately, I updated MetaTrader recently and it's lagging a lot, so I'm not able to share that directly. I'm not sure what happened with the latest update on MetaTrader, but something weird. Maybe it's my PC. I don't know, but I'm going to have to just get this over with, entering the trade. And this is the trade that I'm going to be entering. Right. Okay. I'm going to be entering at market. I'm going to be taking profit at 118,697 right there. And my stop loss is going to be, let's see, where's the stop? The stop's going to be here. So 1.18012. Great. 1.3. Position size 1.3. All right, let's go. Right, I'm in that one. Now let's go over to Prime XPT platform. Just give me a second. Sometimes it's difficult doing these webinars and actually be trading at the same time. All right, okay. Got that right here. It's going to be changing screen just quickly. There we go. This is the PX Trader platform. And we're going to be looking at Euro USD. By the way, we have ADP employment change coming up in 6 or 7 minutes. And I want to be opening this position before that happens. Now, again, you have to make your own decision on how you want to be trading that. If you're going to be trading through news, or if you're going to be waiting for the news, or however you want to trade that, that's up to you. I would recommend waiting for the news to get over with, and then you can enter position after. Right, we're moving a little bit lower now, which means we're getting a better entry. But again, this I'm gonna tell you guys, do not follow me. Just look at this, and you could say, okay, that's an interesting trade. I'm gonna take a closer look at that, right? So we'll make about $500 on this one. We'll lose about 990. We're going to be buying here. We're going to be buying in the market. We're going to be sending the order right now. That's exactly what I want to be doing. Okay, good. Confirm. There we go. We're in the trade on Euro USD right now, and we got the news coming out in about exactly 5 minutes. Should be 5 minutes. Let's see. Now you see what I'm doing here, like the same Fibonacci levels, the same trend lines, the same horizontal levels, everything. It's the same as we use in crypto markets. Yes, I understand that it might be overwhelming, right? And it might be confusing at first, and that's normal. It's confusing and it's overwhelming for everyone in the beginning. Trust me, it took me probably a full year to really understand all the basics and everything. But I got some really good news for you guys. We are working on a lot of educational content specifically for people that don't even know what trading is, right? If you have no idea what trading is, you've just heard the word trading, you have no idea what this is, then you're in the right place. You're in the right place. We're working on a lot of educational content in the back end, where we are designing a lot of things to really help everyone, regardless of their level of experience. All right, so we're getting that move to the downside, and I'm hoping that on the news we're gonna get a push to the upside. And if we don't get that, if the stop block has hit, that's okay. We don't have a problem with that, right? Our stop loss being hit is it's not a mistake, it's not a failure. It's only a mistake and failure if we don't learn from it and if we don't follow the system. This to me looks like something looks interesting to me. I really like the fact that we came down and had a strong reaction on Euro USD. Let's go over to gold. See, if you see that I'm sometimes a little slow on looking at this screen, it's because I'm monitoring different markets on different screens, and what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to see if I can find a layout out of here, have here for four different screens. And we're going to be monitoring four different markets here. Give me a second. Change over to that layout I have. We're going to be monitoring the charts for the news event. See if we have anything interesting going on. So we got EUR/USD here at the top left. Watching the 5-minute chart right now, EUR/USD at the top left. We have Bitcoin at the top right. We have gold at the lower left. And then I'm going to be adding NASDAQ here as well. And we have the news coming out in 40 seconds, exactly 40 seconds from now. And we're going to be seeing the reaction here live on the markets. We are currently live on long on EUR/USD. And while we're watching this market right here, I'm going to see if I can potentially enter any position on anything else. Welcome, man. I'm happy to have you in here. And if you want, definitely make sure that you read our blog, check out the blog, and any updates on there. We are, we are working on a lot of educational material, and also ask all your questions that you can in here as well, and it will help you out to the best of our abilities. we do have gold. Gold is at the very. So here we go. We got the news came out right now, and we have a big spike up on Euro USD. We're up about a $50 on our long position right here. That's exactly the reaction that we were looking for. We have a good spike to the upside on Euro USD. We see that the USD ADP Employment Change actual 22,000. Forecast was 45,000. Previous was 41,000. That is a big change, and the revised was also 37. So that's a sizable. I'd say that is a sizable surprise. Very interesting. Let's see what's happening right here. Just give me a second. Okay, we're going to be moving back to the platform. Where do we have Euro USD? Right here. All right. Looking good so far. That's our entry right there. So a lot of times it's the initial reaction on the news is not always the direction that the market is going to go, you know, in the next few hours. The initial reaction might be a lot of times the fake one. And that's exactly what we're seeing right here. We have the news coming out and we get a big spike to the upside, but then eventually price comes lower. And that's something that happens a lot during news events. And that's why it's so difficult to trade the initial reaction on a news event, as you can see right here. But we have our stop loss in a fairly comfortable position in terms of this volatility. So let's see what we're getting right here. Let's go over to gold. Remember, we wanted to see a move lower on gold. So for gold, I want prices to come on and hit this level. That's basically around the 5K mark, the 5K level. Right below the 5K level is what I'm watching. So right now I'm on the 1 hour time frame. Go down to the 15-minute potential double bottom right here. See what we're getting. Yeah, definitely. Happy to have you in here. And we were all new at some point, and you know, I was obviously new at one point as well, and it took me a long time to learn the basics as well. Yeah, 100%. I do feel like people that are stuck in the crypto markets right now, they're missing out on a lot of good opportunities and a lot of good volatility. Just like you saw right now with the job numbers, the US ADP employment change, you had massive volatility in your USD, for example, and it didn't really react much on Bitcoin. And these are some of the events that you can really capitalize on if you're trading the traditional markets on the side of your crypto trading. All right, let's see what we get here on EUR/USD throughout the day. So we got very interesting earnings today as well, and we have the Uber earnings call today. And I just want to switch over to kind of wrap up this stream here. Oh, look at that. We got moves on Bitcoin. Interesting moves on Bitcoin as well. So in 1 minute, we have a strong move to the downside here on Bitcoin on 1 minute. Not any major breakdown. So Bitcoin is actually hitting a low time frame support right now. I'll show you what I mean here. But that's actually a pretty good level, especially with this volatility. So I'm going to go ahead and open a position here on gold. Stop loss. No, this is Bitcoin, not gold. 75,450. 75,450. Okay. 75,450. Right, 75,450. All right, let's do that. And then take profit is going to be 75,999. All right, send order buy. That's going to be market buy. Yeah, all right, good. There we go. We'll get a long position up on Bitcoin here as well. It's a negative risk to reward, but I think this is highly. I need to have the wide stops because of the volatility that we're seeing right now. But I do think that's a fairly high probability trade right there. Right, good stuff here. You can see we're down on EUR USD, but where Bitcoin is somewhat recovering here. All right, let's go. Okay, as a wrap up, we're going to be looking at the stocks here as well, because we do have some interesting things going on with the equities as well. So I'm just going to quickly head over to EUR USD. Just give me a second. It's got so many screens and so many windows up here, so I need to make sure that I'm actually on the right one here. Okay, here we go. That's the one. Let's take a look at, we're just going to take a look at Uber, and then we're going to add the extended trading hours. So this is interesting, right? Because the earnings call started at 2, which is here. So obviously got some interesting, and this is pre-market. Pre-market. Yeah, because the market has not opened yet. Got Uber, interesting moves right here. See how that one behaves when the market's open. And then we had AMD coming out with earnings yesterday evening right here. Okay, so we had, and that was the move to the downside. We also have Google, Alphabet coming out with their earnings later today. And then we have Amazon coming out with their earnings report tomorrow. And all of these companies, it's going to be really interesting to follow the information that you're going to be sharing in the earnings call, because a lot of people are watching. Obviously, AMD being a chip maker, important now with the AI hype and AI boom. And then of course we got Amazon with their cloud business and everything, and we got Google as well. They're going to be talking, probably a lot of people are going to be focusing on, the AI integration with Gmail and Google Workspace and Gemini and all of that, right? And depending on how that goes, it might actually it could affect the whole market, because the whole market is kind of very very hyped up on the whole AI theme right now. All right, guys, that's I think your screen is frozen, because I don't. It looks like everything is running as it should. And I have the live stream here on my screen as well. All right, guys, that's it for today. I would like to thank you all for joining the live stream and the webinar today. I've showed you some techniques, some technical analysis techniques that you can use in both the crypto market and the traditional markets. We placed a trade on EUR/USD and one trade on Bitcoin, showing you that you can trade both of these assets from within the platform, one account, multiple markets. You can trade stocks, you can trade commodities, you can trade the Forex market, you can trade indices, and you can trade the crypto market all from one account. And you can also base that account on USDT, or you can base it on the Bitcoin and other alternatives. So we're really building a really unified platform here with using blockchain technology on the back end. Beautiful stuff. All right, guys, thank you for today. And I would like to thank you all which I did 3 times now, for joining today. And welcome you all for another live stream that we're most likely to be holding next week. Make sure that you are checking your email inbox and you are subscribed to the channel. Hit the bell notification if you want more updates on when we go live. Thank you for joining, everyone, and we'll see you next time.